welcome back to This or That and predictions for this week games. Okay, so the game This or That is basically you choose between one or the other. So it's just basically two options I give you, and you just let me know which one would you rather have. Okay, so we're gonna start hot. Hot. Okay. Would you rather have the last three Heisman winners, which is Devontae Smith, Bryce Young, and Joe Burrow, or the first three in the 2010s, which is Cam Newton, RG3, and Johnny Football?
Ooh. Dang, man. Scam was ridiculous. Cam Newton and Joe Burrow, you could they both had an absolutely crazy one season. Like their one season was unbeatable. Like there was nobody that was stopping them. After that, Johnny Manziel was great, but to me, him winning that Heisman was more of like a lack of anybody else showing that they could win it at the time. Like he won that Heisman, and to me, he wasn't a Heisman caliber player when you compare him to some of the other Heisman winners. Like he was great in college, but like overall to me, I think maybe I'm biased. He won that because he beat Alabama that season. And then after that, they didn't do much else, honestly. Johnny Manziel had a great season, but in terms of Texas A&M just winning, like they didn't win like they were supposed to the rest of that season. RG3 was ridiculous though. Man, like what? That's crazy. Dang.
I think I made my decision. I think I got to go with the last three because there's only been it's only Desmond Howard and Devontae Smith, or there's one.
That's what I was about to say. Devontae Smith.
Only two, maybe three wide receivers, and Devontae Smith has done things that I've never seen. I mean, I never seen in NFL, never seen in college, and I personally have never seen in high school. I mean, he was every single game he went out and dominated. We say Joe Burrow and Cam Newton are similar situations, but Joe Burrow had the best season of all time. And then you take Bryce Young. I mean, he had a great season too. I mean, not much to say about that compared to the other two, but it's just they slightly take it. I mean, just more unicorn-like seasons, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would take the second one too. Devontae is kind of what breaks it to me. It's just ridiculous. The 2,000
wide
yards
receiver
is not something you see.
And almost, I mean, he's close to 30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like when I think about it, it's like the little kid me would have instantly said 2010s. Cause like I remember Cam Newton made everyone do the Superman.
Everyone.
Everyone was doing it. And then you had Johnny Football with the money sign. And then you had RG3. It was just so cool seeing RG3 play. But all in all, when it comes down to it, it's just the last three. Like they had outweighed it. Plus, all three played in the championship, or they won.
Yeah,
and I mean,
that's
it's
also
just
true.
A lot of
RG3 and Manziel did not.
A lot of nostalgic feelings when you talk about, I mean, Cam Newton and especially Cam Newton and Johnny Manziel. I mean, we'd be playing backyard football.
We can all remember plays.
The QB would scramble for 30 seconds, acting like they were Manziel. I mean,
yep.
So,
and then the signs, man, like the celebrations, like that's iconic, man. RG3, how he used to fall back every time. Yeah, I'd be like, what? Like, I love that.
Okay, so the next one is Boise State offense when Kellen Moore was there, or Oregon offense when they had Chip Kelly.
Ooh, what? Oregon offense with Chip Kelly.
Yeah,
There had some crazy players over there, man.
I mean, I'm from Georgia. I've never been to Oregon, and I had a DeAnthony Thomas jersey, right? Like
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
Mariota was that guy, like Mariota.
Yeah.
Like,
And I remember watching the Fiesta Bowl against it was Kansas State, and on my just little computer, I don't know how old I was, and DeAnthony Thomas just takes the opening kickoff back. I mean, yeah, that offense was crazy. I mean, nothing compared.
Oh yeah, DeAnthony Thomas was probably like the most electrifying player that year, in my opinion. Okay, so next we got Deshaun Watson or RG3.
It's hard not to be biased because of what they've done in the NFL. I would have to go Deshaun Watson, but barely, because he won championships. Like, that's hard.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I mean, that's really hard to beat.
Yeah, he had the better team, but I mean, he had that. I mean, yes, he had the better team, but he showed up in the championship games. I mean, he threw that one to Hunter Renfrow at the end of the game. I mean,
nah, like I'll say Deshaun, but RG3 did more with less. Plus, but I also say Deshaun Watson got helicoptered in the air by Reuben Foster, I think.
I was just thinking about that. That's so funny.
I was like, look, he got helicoptered in the air by Reuben Foster, and he still put up 300
and won that game.
And won that game. I was like, no, I'm not finna do that. Okay, it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be a really tough one for you guys. Travis Etienne or Dalvin Cook in college.
Travis Etienne was ridiculous. Ooh, so was Cook though. Eye test, like that's hard to choose just off eye test. That would be one I have to look at stats for. I might have to go Etienne, which is kind of crazy.
I might have to take Cook. I mean, I'd have to take that. I mean, eye test is, I mean, too close. But I just remember what Dalvin Cook in his last bowl game putting up like 200 yards of total offense. I mean,
oh yeah, oh my gosh, I remember that because I think they were like, oh, you're gonna see a whole bunch of Dalvin tonight, and Dalvin's gonna give everything he had, and Dalvin went. Dalvin had like 3-4 touchdowns, had like 220 on the ground, and he caught for one too. So it's like I was just amazed. But then Travis Etienne, all in all, I think Travis Etienne made Clemson better than what they were, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. He was ridiculous.
It was so hard to think about it. Okay. The next one is Trayvon Boykin or Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Trayvon Boykin was a great player, but Kyler Murray won the Heisman.
Yeah, like, Kyler Murray was a Heisman. Boykin, but it's Kyler.
I mean, I'm taking Boykin, but I still like Kyler. But here's the thing. Hear me out. Don't kill me. You have to live. I've never seen this. Of all the games I have watched football, I've never seen a head coach dap up a player after he got a first down.
That was hard. I won't lie. That was hard. It was like, yo,
I never seen that. Like
I had to realize Boykin was that guy.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Like Kyler was cool, but we had to think of who he had. He had CD on the outside with Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews.
That's true. He had some weapons.
And he had Joe Mixon in the backfield.
Yep.
So it's just like, that's cool and all, but man, Trayvon Boykin, get him those people, it'll be a way different story.
Yeah,
I get where we're coming from.
And Boykin had me liking TCU. So I mean, he had him like high too. I can't remember exactly what they got up to at their like peak.
Yeah,
but,
they got up to like 3.
Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, I remember they were arguing what TCU should be in it that year. Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, so in college, we got Dak Prescott or Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm gonna go Teddy B. Teddy B was really good in college. Like he was. I won't say he was Lamar before Lamar because he played completely different. But Teddy B was a very exciting player to watch in college. He was definitely a winner. He could get stuff done. He was one of the first Louisville quarterbacks that started on getting them better quarterbacks, I feel like. Dak Prescott, he was a good college player, but he progressed crazy when he got to the NFL. The things he's been doing in the NFL was not what he was doing at Mississippi State. I compared him to this. I said at Mississippi State, if him and KJ Jefferson played at the same time, you would say they look about the same.
I swear I said I swear, when I was looking at these matchups, I swear I was going to put KJ Jefferson. I was like, bro, that's KJ Jefferson's draft comp. If he declared.
He looks exactly how they played in college. Looks very, very similar. They can throw the ball. They have a decent arm. They read through progressions and stuff like that. But in order for them to win a game, they have to use their legs. They gotta run.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're not just gonna do it on just their arm. Dak has made it so now he can win with just his arm. I don't know what happened from him getting drafted from Mississippi State to being on the Cowboys, but like he was not that guy like when he was at
Ankle
Mississippi
injury.
State.
That ankle injury changed.
That's true.
After that, when have we ever seen Dak roll out the pocket and say, "I'm finna just take this"?
On God, he does not run anymore. He does not
Yeah,
run.
he
anymore.
doesn't. Not nearly as much.
Sad.
I'd take Teddy Bridgewater too. I mean, he
Nah,
he really was that guy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
he-
'cause-
Dak had that year where he got him number 1 and they fell off. But
Yep, I remember that.
bro.
Yo.
I remember them annoying cowbells on college game day. I was like,
Oh
bro,
my
turn this
God.
off, bro.
He's
I was so angry, but like they deserved it though. But then when like these are the two games I remember. That going to LSU and winning in his home state, and then I remember Teddy B getting blown up by that Florida defender and losing his helmet.
Yep,
That's what I remember.
that.
And
you also-
that's how I always remember them.
you also got to remember that Dak had Dan Mullen as a coach who, like him or not, I mean, he knows how to get the most out of his QBs.
Yeah, he knows how to work an offense.
so-
for sure.
So
Okay. So next, Myles Garrett or Jadeveon Clowney?
in college, I mean,
Yeah,
Wow.
college.
God, I don't want to be biased to when I was watching him as a kid, but I feel like it's Clowney. I mean,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
different.
Clowney made defensive linemen look good.
He sat out a full season and still was the first overall pick. I don't know if Myles Garrett could have done that.
No, I think Miles could have, cause that year, they were like Myles Garrett's unanimous number 1 from the beginning of the season. Like they had NFL GMs vote on that, and it was like Myles Garrett.
Anytime
Okay.
someone brings up Clowney, I can only remember him popping the
That
Michigan
hit.
player's head off after a bad call too. So
Yeah,
Myles Garrett did used to get on my nerves playing him every year though. At A&M, like
yeah.
blow my mind. Yeah, he used to piss me off.
Okay, Manti Te'o or Devin White?
Manti.
yeah, it's Manti. I mean,
He was that guy.
I
if
think
I remember correctly, he was getting Heisman entries.
Yeah.
He was.
As a
He
linebacker.
was.
he was a finalist.
as a linebacker.
And they went to the national championship.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing I say. If Manti Te'o never had that situation, he would have went first round and he would have had a way longer NFL career. That's what I believe.
Yep.
If he
And
never had that situation, I promise you he would have did that.
Yeah, it threw him off for his whole career. He would have went higher. He would have gotten more chances because he was a first round pick. And I mean, it was devastating. I mean, you got to feel bad for the guy, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if he got tricked or what happened or if he was scamming.
no, it's a whole series on Netflix. It's crazy.
Yeah, I seen. It was kind of like, it's kind of wild. I've seen part of it, bits and pieces, actually. But,
Yeah, like
yeah.
I had watched the first episode. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, man, Ty, I feel so bad for you.
He got
was like-
done
Because it
dirty.
was, if I remember
It was
correctly, his mom had just died too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
think it was
someone
his
like that.
Yeah, it was his
Grandma,
grandma. It was his grandma.
someone like that.
And then
And then they
His
said
original-
that his girlfriend, yeah.
after that, I was like, nah.
And I feel bad because, I mean, not to get too off topic, but because people blamed him when it was
Yeah.
not all his fault.
Yeah.
In
So
reality,
I think if that happened this year and, college and NFL teams thought about mental health the way they do now, it might would have been different for him.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
They would have
Okay.
treated the situation better.
Way better. Okay, Pat Surtain or Derek Stingley?
I'm biased.
No, you are. Dave?
Derek Stingley
hard.
literally didn't play for like 2 seasons, bro.
Yeah, it's also hard not to think about
And he-
what
and he
he's
still
doing
went
in
top
the
3.
NFL.
That's cool. Okay.
It's just
I don't know
it's
what
hard
that
not
means
to
to
think
me.
about what Surtain's doing in the NFL. Like, I'm really having a hard time removing that from college. But
Surtain was doing this in college. The only game
Yeah,
that
he
I've
was.
seen Surtain actually struggle with in college, LSU. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Like, that was the only game that I can just point at and be like, yeah, Surtain got beat a lot. Like, he got
And-
beat. He was getting cooked. I won't lie.
But
you can't blame him for that. Everyone. I mean, that happens to anyone.
Exactly.
It would have happened to Derek Stingley.
Exactly. Like,
But Derek Stingley went up in them practice. But Derek Stingley freshman year was crazy.
Yeah,
his
freshman year.
freshman year was crazy, but after that, he didn't do
He
anything.
barely played.
What?
He didn't have to.
I don't care.
Literally, his sophomore year, we're like, oh, he played like 3 games, then he sat out for the rest of the year, and then he declared for the draft his junior year, but he didn't even play.
What are they saying about Stingley right now?
He's good. What?
He's been okay to
Saul
me.
should have
Like,
been
he's
taking a
been
head on him.
straight.
He's been solid, but I mean, I can't hate on the man.
I'm not
Okay,
hating. I just like I don't know how you can
Yeah,
choose
yeah.
Stingley when he played 1 season. Like,
yeah, I know, but I ain't gonna lie. Patrick Surtain, it was like a quiet lockdown.
he
It
was.
was like-
No one say anything about him because no quarterbacks would target him. He would shut down his side of the field. He were not throwing him.
Patrick Surtain had him on seatbelts.
Mhm.
Okay, next one. I don't think you're gonna be bouncing this justice. Jabril Peppers or Minka Fitzpatrick.
Jabril Peppers.
Okay,
Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, it's
I was about to say, don't say me.
because he.
We could really go. We're going on about that.
They both
'Cause
played
he
every
impacted
single
us,
position, but Jabril Peppers also kick and punt return. They were putting him in on offense. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
he was
Jabril Peppers
playing running
crazy.
back. I mean,
Exactly.
It was tough. Okay, Saquon Barkley or Jonathan Taylor.
Saquon.
Saquon.
College Saquon.
Saquon was wild in college. Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor was
I
great in
didn't
college,
even hear
but
who
not
we were
like
going to
that.
compare him to.
Nah, like I always remember Saquon against Ohio State. The first kickoff, I was like, and he took it back. I was like, Penn State might win this game. Next thing you know, the quarterback starts telling.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like, never mind.
Trace.
Don't let me get talking about him. Okay, it's a good one too. Ezekiel Elliott or Nick Chubb.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'm biased. I'm gonna say Chubb. I'm biased, but
But here's the thing. Here's the thing for me.
Hmm.
Here's the thing for me. I can be biased, but I can't hide the fact that Ezekiel Elliott came in and he carried Ohio State team to a championship. Like
That's
I can't. Like
I might be a
it's
little
like-
bit biased too. Ezekiel Elliott and Ohio State beat Bama. Nick Chubb
Like,
in
they-
Georgia did not. Like Ezekiel Elliott went in there and Cardale Jones. Like, come on now, it was Ezekiel Elliott and Michael Thomas. Like
that
they
playoff game was crazy.
insane.
I mean,
like, I think that was the
Zeke
first
was-
year of
yeah.
playoffs. The first year they did the college football playoff. Like,
it was wild, and it was like seeing Zeke. Like I promise you, I was praying on Alabama's downfall that game. I was
Bro,
like, I hope they
you're the
lose.
biggest hater.
Bro,
biggest
I said, I told my dad. My dad was like, "Oh, Bama's gonna beat them by 30." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "White Zeke." I talking about Zeke. Zeke just found the hole. He outran Eddie Jackson, everybody. I was like, "Dang."
I was hating so bad too because I was like, "Yo, like, there's no way they are getting by with their third string quarterback." It didn't matter. They had
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott. Like, it did not matter.
I promise you, Zeke was so different.
Even Zeke,
And
his
Chubb
first
was
year in the
affected.
league. Oh my god.
Yeah, Chubb was affected by that knee injury at Tennessee, so I think it would be different if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, but I think I'm not gonna lie. If Nick Chubb never got hurt, he would have been an all-time leading rusher.
Oh yeah, he had one of the best comebacks from an injury like that I've seen. Like, he has not missed a step since he got back.
Nah, he looks better.
Honestly.
He looks better. Okay, in college, Mike Evans or CeeDee Lamb?
That's a close one again.
I'll say Evans. I think he had less players to take the attention off of him, less wide receivers, tight ends that would take the attention off of him. And it's hard to say because they both had Heisman winning quarterbacks, but he had the worst quarterback in my opinion.
Yeah. I was
He
about
also
to say
wasn't playing
CeeDee
in
Lamb.
Lincoln Riley's system, so
Facts.
Yeah.
I was about to say CeeDee Lamb, but yeah, like, you just kind of convinced me. Like, I won't lie. He did not have all those guys next to him like we were talking about earlier in Hollywood, Mark Andrews. He didn't have Kyler Murray. He didn't have Lincoln Riley. He had Manziel and Kevin Sumlin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I get. Okay.
I mean that's a core to work with right there.
Yeah. Okay. This one's a really good one. Brock Bowers or Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts.
I'm
You're a hater.
I'm biased.
I knew he was going to say Jordan. I knew he was
Brock
going to say Brock.
Bowers. Brock Bowers.
Okay,
You're
I-
crazy.
I
Kyle
say- I say-
Pitts.
And I can give Brock Bowers what he did as a freshman. He should have won the Mackey. Yeah, he should have won the Mackey. It was just biased because they didn't want to give it to a freshman. He should have won it.
I agree.
Right. I think the thing that separates him, I think he's more versatile than Pitts. I don't think Pitts could line up in the backfield or take a jet sweep like he can.
No,
So.
I agree with that. I agree with that as well.
Okay.
I understand.
And I don't think the pass catching separates him enough to overtake that.
And that's where I
Yeah.
disagree. I think Kyle Pitts pass
I
catching
mean, Kyle Pitts was
down-
a better passer to me.
down the
No,
field,
he
you could
definitely
throw a
was,
50-50 ball, and it wasn't even 50-50 anymore. It was like 80-20.
But I think that's how
Brock
it is. with
Bowers,
Brock Bowers. I am.
I don't
biased.
think I don't know if you can throw a 50-50 ball to Brock Bowers all the time. I don't see that.
That one he had in the corner of the end zone versus South Carolina. I mean, the DB made the definition of a perfect play. I mean, he got his hand in there. He forced him. I mean, he put it where Stetson had to throw it high into the sideline. And I'm pretty sure it would have been an NFL catch, too. I don't think he only got 1 foot down.
Yeah, he put
So.
2 feet in.
Yeah, so
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is who had the better highlights, Tavon Austin or Reggie Bush?
Tavon Austin.
No.
I can't. That
Let's go. I'm telling you.
Reginald,
That
he
ta-
put the ball behind his back. We
That-
saw that.
We
It
did. We
gets-
did.
it
That's
gets
what I'm saying. I'm gonna let y'all two go at it because in my defense, like my dad made me watch like older college football games, like older games in general. So I saw Reggie Bush. I was like, whoa, like if Reggie,
Bruh.
like I said this, if Reggie Bush in college today was to play like these defenses now, I promise you, Reggie Bush, that would be times 2.
Reggie Bush is definitely the better player.
Oh yeah,
Ever doubt
but,
that. But I
the
think
highlight,
that-
but the highlight tape, is
the highlight
crazy.
tape of Tavon Austin is just too
It's
iconic.
crazy.
It might not even technically be the better highlights, but the
It's more
overall
iconic.
highlight tape is
Yeah.
way more iconic.
I will say
My-
Tavon
it-
Austin's
it
highlight
gives me
tape
the
is
edge. It
definitely
gives me the edge.
iconic. But I like Reggie Bush's more. Like he was just crazy, man. Like
Wow.
No
but-
matter,
But I
Reggie
say
Bush
this.
should still have his Heisman,
yes,
Thank you.
retweet.
Thank you.
or he should get it back now. They need to fix that
Yeah,
Right,
bro,
right,
they gotta
crazy.
stop.
Thank you.
because he
Thank
didn't do anything for one, anything they weren't doing at the time, right? And I mean, it wasn't really that outlandish. I mean, I bet if you could see everything that happened, I bet there are plenty of other players who got
There's probably way
similar
worse.
deals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm. They had
and
big-
especially now that you can do that, just give it back to him. I mean,
Ruben
there's no more
Foster
point
hit
to be made.
hit Alabama's campus and had a Charger Scat Pack so fast. I have
Yes.
never seen a come up like that. Like Ruben
Before
Foster
even
got a whole
before
lot.
these even before this NIL, there was no way some of these players were showing up in the cars they were, right?
Mm-mm. No sir.
So it's just give it back to them already. I mean, and there's no point to be made anymore because there is NIL. It's legal. They don't have any reason to be making a point anymore.
It's one. It's a little crazy to me because now I think about. I think the reason why Tavon Austin is still in the league or like in some way it pertains to the highlight tape
Yeah.
to me.
Which
Because
is crazy because I saw them. They like released him from the Bills the other day. I was like, bro, I could have swore he'd been out of the league for at least 3 years now. And all of a
Last
sudden,
team
I was
I
like, I got
like-
an alert, and it was like he got released from the Bills. I was like, he was on the Bills. Like I didn't even
And the
know
last
that.
team
Like,
I genuinely remember him being on was the Cowboys, like
Same.
however many
Same.
years ago.
really,
I don't know
And-
what he's done
and,
since then.
And the main reason for that was because I would move him up in the Madden depth chart. And
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest reasons for that.
Yeah, but the thing is, he did all that. He looked good on the Rams. Then the Rams fired their coach and stuff like that, and things didn't work out. But he played with the Jaguars, and then he went to the Bills, and I was like, Tavon Austin's still in the league.
I didn't know
It's
he was
like-
on the Jaguars. When did
Bro,
that
Yeah,
happen?
I-
Like,
that was the first time I heard about that.
like what?
Tavon Austin,
Exactly.
Tavon Austin was in the league just because of like not just because of the highlight tape, but it's like the highlight tape made like GMs think, oh, we can still use this guy. He still got a little juice left. But it's
He's
like
versatile.
But it's like if Tavon Austin was to come up nowadays, if it would have came up had a West Virginia like that, I ain't gonna lie, Tavon Austin would have been probably that. He probably been the second wide receiver taken off.
They'd be playing him like how they play Tyreek. He could run the ball. He could catch returns. He could get deep. He was fast. Like there are not many guys catching him. He was shifty. Like they'd be playing him like Tyreek in a lot of places.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just hard. Okay, Gabe. For your first this or that, how did you like it?
It was good. Some of the questions were a
was
lot
good.
harder than the others.
Oh wow, yeah, you had a good one. You had a good one. Like I was
Yeah,
definitely
those were
all
all
those.
good ones.
Bro, I had to be thinking. I had to think so hard for that because in my head I was like, I had to think like them. I'm like, nah, that's too easy. That's too easy. Like it was. Okay, so now we're gonna get into score predictions or picking games. We're gonna pick games. I'm gonna just say the teams, and you guys just let me know. Okay, Georgia Southern versus Georgia State.
Georgia Southern. Gotta.
Michigan versus Indiana.
Michigan.
Okay, Tennessee versus LSU.
Tennessee, but I think LSU makes it a challenge in the first half.
Yes.
I think there's a reason that the spread is only -3. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, not gambling advice. Tennessee
Not
probably
gambling
covers.
advice.
Not gambling advice. They probably cover what the line is, but it's a close game.
Okay, TCU versus Kansas.
Tough one,
I'm just gonna say-
TCU.
I have. Golly, what? Oh,
Very tough one, TCU.
I'm taking Kansas. It's at home. Sellout
Yes.
game day.
Game day.
I think the environment is going to win it for them. I think TCU is probably the better team, but
They are.
and I'm picking Kansas for the story too. I mean, they've got to.
Thank you. Okay.
TCU got a
Arkansas
little
versus-
more offense, to me.
Yeah. Arkansas versus Mississippi State.
Dang, man, this is tough.
Mississippi State. I got
Dang.
Mississippi State.
I'm taking Arkansas. I'm taking Arkansas. KJ Jefferson's not going to allow
Arkansas, yeah, they can't lose 3 in a row.
They
man.
can't.
They can't do that. They can't.
I just.
And I hope,
can't.
and I won't lie, this is also a little bit of hopefulness. Like, I don't want Mississippi State to get a big head either. They're undefeated, aren't they?
No,
lost
they dropped one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did lose one, but they beat A&M now, and I feel like if they go into the next few weeks, they playing Bama and everything like that. They go into that high and mighty. I'm not gonna like them, so I want Arkansas.
I mean,
to knock them
I
off
really
now.
hope they don't go into that high and mighty because they really, I mean, they need to slow the roll if they start talking about Bama. But
I think it's gonna be an offensive battle though. Will Rogers versus KJ Jefferson.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think KJ puts up 250 plus in the air, and I think about 80, 70 rushing yards.
Yep.
how many times does Mississippi State let Drew Saunders get to Will Rogers? It's going to be a big.
That's
How
the
many times
biggest
can they get
question.
him on the ground? It's going to be big.
Yeah. Okay. Texas versus Oklahoma.
I'm taking Texas. Quinn is back. He looked really good versus Bama. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's playing.
Nah,
I mean, he got completely knocked out. I really don't think he is.
Nah,
And-
nah.
And I think Texas would be a lot different team right now if they had kept Quinn healthy because he looked dynamic. So
I agree. I said this, and I'll say it again. If Quinn Ewers did not go down in that Bama game, that might have been a Bama loss. And I will say that as a Bama fan. Like that it was not looking great, man. So I have to give it to Texas and Quinn Ewers. Oklahoma looks so fake.
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
and they're not going to have a good Texas defense. Looked good versus Bryce Young in Alabama. Oklahoma's defense is not going to be able to hold them. Definitely, I don't think they hold them under 40, but they definitely won't hold them under 30, 35. So.
Yeah. I'll say this. If Quinn Ewers never got hurt, we would look at him as a Heisman contender right now.
They might. That's a good take.
could see it.
That's a good take.
I could see it.
We would look at him as a Heisman contender.
He would definitely have a Heisman moment.
He would have that
Because-
moment for sure.
Because when we look at it, if someone beats Bama and you made passes look so effortlessly, yeah, he's gonna be a Heisman contender. He might not win it, but we for sure are going to bring his name up. I'll say that. Georgia versus Auburn.
I got Georgia.
Georgia.
And
I think they, because I said this, like I did this on my show, like do they cover the spread and everything? I think Georgia
Yes.
covers the spread,
I
but I do
agree.
see Auburn having a little bit of fun in the first half. I think they will get creative in that first half and maybe see if they can copy what Missouri was doing.
I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I truly believe Auburn is the poverty of the SEC West right now.
And I'll even give a score for that one. I've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
42-10 Georgia. So
42-10?
I have the exact same score.
That is so crazy to me. There's
That's
no
not-
way.
I mean, the spread's 30.
Spread's 30.
The spread is 30.
Crazy. That's not crazy. That is not crazy, Justin. Don't.
I think
I just think the
start-
second half of that game is going to get. That's where it's going to blow up. But I don't know about 40. Actually, I don't have them covering the spread. I did not realize it was 30. No, I don't have them covering that spread.
Oh,
No, I think this game. I mean, we said I don't want to go too much back into Georgia, but we said I said their problem was leadership and not getting up for the easy games. Right. This is 3:30, SEC on CBS. It's Auburn. Auburn hasn't won in Athens since 2005. Auburn center just said they could come out and demolish Georgia. I mean, they gave the defensive line
Yes.
Yo,
That's
why,
bulletin board material.
why
said
did
that
he
in
say
the-
that?
Like
I don't know.
That's the only one I'm saying.
Now-
Georgia's gonna manhandle them.
That's
I'll
crazy.
defend him. He didn't mean it the way he worded it. But if you just take a snapshot of that quote, he came out and said they were going to demolish him. What he was
Yeah.
saying was if they could stay ahead of the sticks and stay on first and second down, then they would demolish him. But the way he worded it, I mean,
They
it's
still
bad.
gonna have to win
They
on
won't
third
have-
down. But
Yeah,
it-
they won't
that's
have Jalen
crazy.
Carter. But if I don't see, I think Nazir Stackhouse, Michael Williams,
I promise you that was
Um,
the next name I'll say.
I think they're going to have great games. I think Georgia will easily cover.
I will say this:
Well, I guess
Auburn
they
beat
won't cover by
Missouri.
much, but it won't be.
Huh?
Auburn did beat
Auburn
Missouri.
beat Missouri 17-14.
So what? It's a new week.
We saw what happened against Missouri.
They want to cook you for a loss. We won. We take
Moral
it.
victory, bro.
We take it. Y'all had the moral victories. On the schedule, it says W for us.
Okay, man. Hey, all I know is I don't think it's going to be that bad. Auburn's defense is pretty solid. The only game that they've really blown up was Penn State. So
They're literally going to blow up Tank Bigsby. And Tank Bigsby is a great running back.
and I mean, I'm not.
Tank is
I mean,
going to
Auburn's
regret-
offense is a no. Auburn's defense is not bad to me. Penn
No,
State was
no.
the only game that they've really just like opened up and didn't stop
Yeah,
anything. But
And Tank is
they're-
going to regret not transferring this offseason
Not-
and coming to Georgia.
I forgot
That's-
about that.
That's my
Oh,
that's my
no,
take.
no, Tank. I don't know if Tank was going to transfer anywhere. He should have. I ain't gonna lie. Call me a hater all you want to. He should have transferred to Alabama before Gibbs did.
Yeah,
If he
we
would have
did
did that,
try to get him too. We did try to get him. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
I
Everyone
promise
wanted
you, if Tank did that, Tank would look at Tank Bisbee as we have as a contending RB1 against Bijan.
Yeah, from Bijan Robinson.
And I'm
That's
gonna give a little quick stat prediction. I think Nolan Smith has 2 sacks this weekend. That's
notice
little hot, but not too hot of a take.
That's not crazy because he always comes up clutch against Auburn. To me, he always steps up. Okay, so next we have North Carolina versus Miami.
I got UNC. I think Drake May is that guy. Still, I don't think Miami's that good.
Miami's fake until Cristobal starts to get some recruits in there.
Yeah.
Seeing it, North Carolina.
Okay. BYU versus Notre Dame.
BYU.
BYU.
I mean,
They look pretty good this year. Notre Dame's
they look good. Notre
Yeah.
Dame just.
they fell off.
I think worse
And they
off than
weren't-
Texas A&M.
Were they on? So
Okay. North Carolina State versus Florida State.
this is going to be a tough one.
I think it's a really
It's gonna
good
be
game.
a
This is
tough
the
one.
hardest prediction for me.
Mm.
In my head, I'm like Devin literally is gonna look really good this game because Florida State can't cover like that. But then I looked down, I realized I was like, nah, give me Florida State.
I'm taking NC State.
I'm taking Florida State.
I'm pretty sure NC State's at home, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're at home, but I'm still taking Florida State. Because when we look at it, NC State can't guard on running backs, and that's Florida State's offense.
Yeah, running back. I was about to say Florida State is really good at running the ball. NC State has solid defense. I'll give it to Florida State, but that's very reluctant. That's extremely reluctant.
Use it. Like I said, Florida State. Okay. Justin, give your prediction on how much Alabama beats Texas A&M by, and why? I know you wouldn't. Just tell me why.
Why? Because I told you it's going to be a running game. It's going to be a running game. It's going to be Jalen Milroe and Jahmyr Gibbs versus Devin Achane, and I think that's basically what it's going to chalk up to. Who can get a stop when it comes to that? Alabama's defense has struggled against the run to an extent. When you watch it in the eye test, that you can see where the gaps are. But stat-wise, when you look at Alabama's defense against the rush, teams don't get much. And I don't see Devin Achane being that much different right now unless Haynes King or Max Johnson is able to make something happen with their arm where they can open up the run. We know what's coming. It's not going to be great. Score prediction.
Max is out for the year.
Oh yeah. I'm tripping.
So
yep. He's out. So yeah, they're back on Haynes King.
Give
That's tough.
Give Bama 10 more points.
That's so tough.
I said 17.
The spread was 24. I think I said 21 on my show, so I'm gonna stick with that.
I think they cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing like 35-point win. Like I'm seeing like a.
I'm seeing a block. No, here's my thing.
They're gonna come in disrespected. Alabama, they're gonna feel real disrespected.
Oh, I
promise you, this is exactly what's going to happen. Exactly what's going to happen. Nick Saban's been talking to them all week. I don't want y'all talking to them. I don't want y'all to say nothing until after the game. I don't want y'all to do nothing. Damn. When they do a captain's handshake, everyone's going to look each other in the eye, and then after that, it's raps. It's raps. And then after the game, Nick Saban won't say a word about Texas A&M. He said, and he's probably going to say, I don't want y'all to compare us to Texas A&M anymore. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But he's not going to say like that, but he's going to mean it.
What he's going to say is, that's a tough team on the other side of the ball. I don't care what anybody says. Something like, man. No, bro. And I don't care. But what I will tell you, like you gave that Nolan Smith prediction, Will Anderson, 4 sacks.
He's going, bro.
He got shut down in this game last season. They talked about it a ton. They love to rub it in his face for some reason. He is not finna let that happen again. That was a big reason why Alabama lost last year.
And you want to talk about Anaya Smith is out for the season too. Their best playmaker on offense.
Yep.
Evan Stewart might get loose once, but their best playmaker on offense is out. Their best quarterback is out. And even with those two, they're just not a good team. They're not.
And I promise you, them Alabama players are going to post them quotes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We do got a lot of dudes who like to get spicy. Trayshawn Holden. I already know he's going to say something crazy. Kool-Aid's going to say something crazy.
Yeah, Kool-Aid is going
to be so bad. Because all I remember during some of his Texas A&M players saying, oh, I can't wait to the first weekend in October. They're going to really know what's up.
Okay.
What? They are coached by Nick Saban. Nick Saban's going to have them boys crazy about this game.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably having those quotes up in the locker room saying, this is what they think of us. So whenever y'all go to practice, remember that.
No doubt.
A&M should get beat by 50 for the fact that they could not find a way to come in with one loss or be undefeated and make this maybe the best game day of the year. So
I promise you.
If they came in undefeated,
this would have been the biggest game day.
I probably would have gone down there. Genuinely.
No, I genuinely would have try to buy a ticket and try to just walk in there and just see how it is. I promise you, because I want to have that experience. Seeing how Bama fans will react to after this game, boy, that would be that's so bad. Oh my god, like Texas A&M is so done for this weekend. It's gonna be so bad for them.
Yeah.
I just think about Haynes King is going. He might get
He's
hurt.
not gonna have fun at all. Like,
He's not. I
Like,
mean,
No.
think about Will Anderson, Dallas Turner. Yeah,
his
Good
jersey is
luck.
gonna look like that one Tim Tebow one from when they played Florida State when it was rainy. He got all that red over it. I mean, it's gonna be like. I
God.
mean, he's gonna.
Be bad. I think Will Anderson is going to challenge the defense to not even let them get into their red zone. Might not even let them get past the 50.
The 50. I would love that.
If that happens, that's raps. That's raps. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Well, we're moving on to the next segment, and that's going to be NFL and what we're going to talk about. Okay. See you guys. Peace.